Hello everyone, I welcome you all to ATM Creations. Let's begin with a beautiful dot mandala in this MDF board. In this video, we are going to discuss about the difference in identity as hobby artist and as a professional artist, and what relationship does this have in monetizing your art talent. I'll keep center dot and flush tint. I'll keep some dots in sky blue. I'll keep tiny dots in sky blue. I'll keep dots in aqua blue. Now tiny dots in aqua blue. I'm keeping plumpy dots in sky blue. Now coming to the topic. Have you ever been called as a hobby artist? Or have you ever heard someone telling you, oh, what you have created is cute, but is that really your passion? And deep inside, deep within you, you know that you are definitely more than a hobby artist and you are passionate about it, and you really know that you wanted more out of your art. Do you relate with this? There is a big difference between hobby artist and a professional artist. And it is not just about the money part of it. It's about identity, it's about discipline, it's about mindset, and also about the amount of impact a professional artist creates by teaching and selling the art. Now, in this video, what I wanted to discuss with all of you is the 7 major differences between hobby artists and professionals. Now, we will also discuss about why most talented artists stay stuck in the hobby zone for years, though they have every potential to monetize their art, and how to transition into a powerful, respected, profitable art brand, and why this particular shift from being a hobby artist to professional artist can change your entire life. And by the end of the discussion, if you feel you have already evolved into a pro, I'll show you exactly how to join my 6 months mentorship and make that shift a permanent one with my support. Let's talk about the differences now. You know, our country is actually filled with talent. Talent is everywhere. You go to any college fest or you go to any home, everywhere there is art hanging, and we would be in an assumption that they bought it from somewhere, and when you ask, they said, I made it myself, and you would feel surprised. Have you ever come across such a situation in your life? And I have come across similarly many times, and I used to wonder, why are they not monetizing their art? What exactly is the problem? And when I ask, they say, I just create art when I find time. I'm not intending to make any money out of it. I'm keeping plumpy dot and flush tint. See, according to me, being a hobbyist is actually very easy. But being a professional is not difficult, but it is very intentional. And no, what I mean by professional doesn't mean boring, commercial, or corporate, or only as a money earning machine. That's not what I mean. What I mean by going professional using your art talent is you have a system, you have a brand, art brand, and you have a rhythm of work, and you have a purpose in life, what to do with your art, and you have a very powerful inner identity. Let us talk about the differences. I told you at the beginning that we are going to talk about 7 differences between hobby artist and the one who chooses to go pro. The first difference is identity. The hobby artist says, I create when I have time. And the professional artist says, I love creating. This is my path and I make time for it. It all starts with how you see yourself. It's not about how others see you, it's always about how you see yourself. If you see yourself as a professional artist, you are a professional. If you keep telling that I'm only a small artist, I'm only a hobby artist, or this is only a small side hustle, and if you also say I'm trying to be an artist, if you're going to keep saying all of these, your brain will only help you to play small. You cannot create a big impact by serving the community with your art. Instead, when you say, I'm a professional, I have and I run an art brand, I teach, I sell, I serve, and I earn. Now, when you keep saying like this, you shift your identity. And when your identity shifts, your actions will start aligning towards your new identity. The second difference is discipline. Discipline in creating, okay? The hobby artist says, I will wait for inspiration to create anything. But the professional artist creates a schedule, fixes up a time, and sticks to the time to have their inspiration and to create something which is more meaningful. I'm keeping dots in sky blue. I'm going to ask you all a question. And when the question is over, I want you all to pause the video and let me know your response in the comments. Now, do you create only when you feel like it, or do you discipline yourself to show up consistently no matter what? You know, when I started considering myself as a professional artist, what I used to do is I create a fixed weekly calendar, like 2 days for batch creating the content, 1 day for editing, posting, and scheduling the posts in both Instagram and YouTube, and 1 day for responding to inquiries and students, and 1 day for my own personal learning and upskilling. And later I understood students' queries come in every day, so I changed my schedule a little bit, but this was my initial schedule. I'm keeping tiny dots in flush tint. Now, according to me, discipline is the bridge between your desire and your success. So, discipline is a very important differentiator between a hobby artist and a professional artist. Difference number 3 between hobbyist and a professional artist is the intention to monetize. Hobbyist says, I don't want to be salesy, or I don't want to be pushing people to buy things from me. I don't want to do that. For me, art is only a hobby. But the professional says, selling is actually spiritual. It helps people receive my work, and it also gives them all positive emotions that are associated with the work. So, professional understands that they create from the space of healing, and when they create from the space of healing and joy, their work also brings joy. Their work decorates the wall, and they bring in positive emotions in the receiver's lives. I'm keeping dots in aqua blue. So, what happens is the professional prices their product or service confidently. They market their products or services consistently, and they invite buyers with whole lot of pride. They do not have anything negative in their mind. Now, this is the biggest difference which will help the professional artist to get more successful faster. And now, difference number 4, which according to me is the visibility strategy. What kind of strategies people follow to make themselves visible. Now, if someone is a hobby artist, they post randomly, and they post randomly with fear. However, when it comes to a professional artist has a planned content strategy that builds and invites engagement from the right audience. Professionals are very clear with who their audience is. Professionals share their stories behind the scenes and the results for their clients and students online. They post with whole lot of clarity and consistency. They use video, they use their voice and effective captions to connect with people authentically and emotionally. I'm keeping tiny dots in flush tint. So basically, professionals understand that people don't buy products, people buy connection, trust, people buy your experience, people buy your talent. So, professionals do what requires to be done to create all of this in a consistent manner. I'm going to talk about the 5th difference now, which according to me is the biggest differentiator between hobbyists and professionals. Or you can even say this: artists who consider themselves professionals but who are successful and who are not successful too. Hobbyists, they want everything for free. They are not willing to pay or invest in anything. Whereas when it comes to professionals, they invest. They don't hesitate to invest in mentorships, invest in tools that are required, and invest in training programs. You know why I want to highlight this difference? Not because I want to invite you all to my paid mentorship program. I was also a person who was not willing to invest when I started my journey. And in a very hard way, I understood investment in mentorship is a must. Until I tried doing everything myself without investing a penny, I was not able to move a step ahead because I was experimenting, I was failing. I didn't have any guidance at all. So in 2020, I was so hesitant to invest even rupees 5,000 in a program. That's how I was. I'm keeping brushstrokes in sky blue. And today, if you talk about investments that I have made in mentorship, I have invested in lakhs. And trust me, the moment I invested in a mentor, I was able to monetize my YouTube channel in just 6 months' time. Whereas prior to that, I was trying for a year with absolutely no success, not even a step ahead. Mentorship, investing in mentorship is magical. And every investment that I made has paid me back minimum 10x emotionally, creatively, and financially too. So, if you want someone to invest in your courses or invest in your art, how should you begin? By investing in yourself. That's exactly what I did, and here I am. And the sixth differentiator is the mindset, growth mindset. This is the difference I have personally observed a lot of times. Hobbyists, they get easily discouraged by failures. And failures, you will face it if you are intentionally becoming a professional artist. There is no way without it. But when you intentionally decide to become a professional, then you will start looking at failure as feedback, not as setback. I'm keeping brushstrokes in aqua blue. I have seen a lot of people dropping off or quitting, when their reel is a flop, or when the sales that they expected did not happen, or when they taught someone the art that they create and the student was not happy, they gave some negative feedback. In these kind of situation, the hobbyist will just quit and disappear. But a professional learns from the failure, adjusts it, willing to experiment differently, and is willing to move on with a different strategy. They know success is not an overnight game. Success will always be a long-term game. Now, the seventh difference. According to me, every difference is important. This is the one that I'm going to discuss with you is more important. And that's about leadership. Hobby artists, they majorly consume the content, and the professional artist creates content that leads others. I'm keeping dots in flush tint. Professional artists basically inspire people. They share their process, they share mindset tips, they share their experiences, which help them evolve from a hobby artist to a professional artist. They basically become thought leaders, a thought leader in their own expertise, even if they have only 100 followers or subscribers. I'm keeping flushed in dots again. And the professional artists lead with energy, value, and most importantly, with intention. And this is exactly what I teach inside my internship. How to move from being a content consumer to a confident content creator, and teacher. I'll keep flushed in dots. Let me share the story of one of my students. Her name is Reena, and she was a hobby mandala artist who created the art only during festivals. Never posted her face online, never posted her work online. That's how she was. And if at all she posted and someone asks, how much does it cost? I would like to buy. She was so scared to sell any of her artwork above 500 rupees. And that's when she joined my internship. This was 2024. And actually, she joined with a hesitation. She didn't join with full confidence or intention, She joined with only hesitation. But deep within, she wanted more. I'm keeping sky blue dots and talking about that student Reena. Where she is today? She is conducting her own workshops. She is selling her artworks for 5,000 to 10,000 rupees every single month. And her workshops, offline and online, became a super duper hit. And she is consistently making around 40 to 50,000 rupees every single month. I'm walking the dots in sky blue. And the best part about Reena is she is now helping people who used to be like her. According to me, the only thing that changed for her was her identity. And that resulted in every other outcome for her. Okay, if you have to make this kind of a shift for yourself, what is the first step? The first step is to decide to make that shift. A very clear, intentional decision. A decision from which you would never want to go back. So you can say this to yourself. I'm so done with playing small. I'm ready to be seen and I want to be seen. I am building my own empire, art empire. One dot, one design, one impact, one decision at a time. And once you affirm this to yourself, the most important task that you need to do is to surround yourself with a mentor who had already walked the path, and also a community of artists who will only be uplifting others. And you also need to have a system that teaches you how to brand yourself, how to market, how to teach, how to sell, and how to be emotionally stronger, how to set goals, how to manifest. I'm keeping brushstrokes in aqua blue. So you also need a mentor who will constantly give you feedback and not criticize. And you need a community which is willing to turn from hobby artist to professional artist. And this is required to stay accountable for your actions. Basically, you need a proper structured program. And when you join my 6 months internship program, or monetization internship program, you will definitely find a path to becoming a pro. If you are so sick and tired of staying in hobby mode and you want to move to pro mode, if you want to build your online presence in authentic manner, if you want to learn how to attract students and buyers, if you want to learn how to attract students from outside of your country, if you want to structure your time like a real art business, if you want to shift your mindset and become a magnet for abundance, if you want to get personal feedback, training, and support for 6 full months, then this internship is made only for you. I'm keeping dots in flush tint. In my internship program, there are a few things which we go deep into. And number one is entrepreneur mindset. And how do you use Instagram and YouTube for your authentic and professional visibility? What is the psychology behind sales? Psychology and techniques for teaching. How do you create courses and monetize? And your personal brand growth. I'm walking the dots with flush tint. So when you join my internship and learn about all of these which I just mentioned, you will not just walk out as a professional artist, but as a leader in your expertise. So finally, what I would like to share with all of you is your art deserves more than a weekend time. If the art that you're practicing lives in your heart and mind 24/7, the same art deserves to live in your calendar every single day. It deserves to become your income, and the same art deserves to become your identity too. Do not let your fear to keep you stuck in hobby mode. Be a professional as you were born to be. So you can DM me the word intern, or you can WhatsApp me alternatively, and I'll share all the details of exactly how you can evolve yourself in 6 months' time, creatively, financially, and emotionally too. So your art talent must be made as a legacy. So I heartfully invite you all to join my internship and let's grow together. I'll keep brushstrokes in aqua blue. I'll keep dots in flush tint. I'll keep flush tint dots in oval shape. I'll keep sky blue dots. I'll keep flush tint dots. I'll work the dots in flush tint. I'll keep brushstrokes in aqua blue. I'll keep brushstrokes in sky blue. I'll keep brushstrokes in aqua blue. I'll keep flushed in dots in drop shape. I'm sure this mandala is beautiful and the message in this video was useful for you. Thank you for watching.